Hi there, everyone. This is Amy Broughton with Photo Business Tools, and I'm super excited today to have Megan from the Shoppe Designs with me. Hi, Megan. Megan just had her first baby. Tell us about your little sweet one.
Yes, Fiona, she's 12 weeks and starting to pee very early, so I'm not sleeping. But yeah, she was actually born at home, which is
Wow.
another interesting fact. So
Yeah, everything went well, obviously.
yeah, everything went great. But yeah, my husband and I are originally from the East Coast, and we lived in Los Angeles for the past 8 or 9 years, and then last year we moved here to Franklin, which is just outside Nashville. It's
Okay.
a small little town, and we love it here. And we have two highly neurotic dogs that are rescues, and I'm definitely a sucker for the rescues, and then our newest Fiona. So
So fun to be a first-time mom. My kids are all older now, so I have those memories, but it's kind of a challenge going from working at home to working at home with a baby. Are you adjusting well? You seem like it.
yeah, yeah, I'm yeah, I am. 'Cause my husband travels a lot too, but I have some help around here, so that's good. But I'm adjusting. I've put the photography on hold a little bit so that I can focus on the shop because it's very hard to do motherhood and two jobs. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna stick with the one for a little while, and I'll get back to shooting a little bit more. When as soon as she's a little bit older. So.
Right. Well, good. That's so fun. So tell us a little bit more. You've been a photographer a while, and how did you get started with designing cards? And we'd love to just hear, your experience there.
Okay, sure. My degree is in illustration, and so I've always done design. I've always done illustration, graphic design, and photography was more of a tool actually for my design work. I worked in Los Angeles for several different companies. I worked for Playboy, I worked for Nickelodeon, I've worked for Sony, and all of that was design work.
That's
And
so fun. Lots of big companies.
yeah, and I always thought the Playboy Nickelodeon thing was kind of funny because it was in the same year and they're like completely opposite.
More opposite.
I really enjoyed both, working for both of them. But I decided to start my photography business about six years ago or so, and I put the design on hold and I started doing as far as a freelance work goes, so I could focus on my photography. And I started doing, of course, all my own design for my photography business, my branding, all the cards and everything that I needed. And I just realized that it takes up so much time and it's, pretty impossible to do it all yourself. And I know that a lot of photographers, A, don't have the design skills necessarily to do it all themselves. And plus they should really be
Right.
focusing on shooting and doing customer relations with their clients.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
my
we talk about that. We call it delegation, but a lot of people think delegation means to hire somebody and they won't have the funds for that, but it's not necessarily just that. You can delegate out parts of your business like designing cards and so that you're not having to have the headache of it. Costs you a little upfront, but maximizes your return. So,
It really does. I mean, and I know that the upfront costs tend to scare a lot of new business owners because you
yeah,
just don't have that capital, and
right.
just seems like you're just spending more and more money. But it really does pay off in the long run. And coming from somebody who really burnt themselves out the first couple of years, I would highly recommend to delegate and outsource what you
Yeah,
can because in the long run it does pay off, even though it might put you in a little more debt up front. If you're able to focus on really making beautiful images and really pushing client relations and things like that's the most important thing that we need to do as business owners, and the rest of the stuff is really just taking away, so you end up just in this uphill battle if you
yeah.
try to do it all yourself.
I totally agree. Yeah. And I was looking at your stuff. I've, been on your site many times, and what I think is great about your site is that you have such a variety of styles. And not every designer does that. Some are specific towards vintage or whatever, but our customers are so varied. Tell, why are you and what is your, focus and how are you driving your styles? How's that working out?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to definitely offer that because there's so many different types of clients out there, and they all want what they want, and we need to be able to give it to them. So that's why our inventory is huge. We have over $7,000 worth of design
Wow.
inventory, and so you're definitely going to have a lot to choose from on
Right.
our website, and I do think that's important. And which makes the subscription option to our site probably the best value that you can get, because you may spend $400 on holiday cards every season, or on and new branding materials, even just one small set of branding materials. But to be able to get everything on our website for the monthly fee, which is $40 a month, is an incredible value, especially for new photographers, because you don't have to pay this one huge chunk up front. You can pay it over the course of the year on a monthly fee. So you can get all the variety that you need to be able to offer your clients.
Right, and there's so much more that you offer than just cards.
Yeah, yes, we have pretty much everything that photographers need for their business in terms of design and tools and stuff like that. Like, we have album designs, we have actions and textures and all that stuff, and brushes. If you actually do know a bit and want to do stuff yourself, we have Photoshop brushes that people can work with themselves. And we have pre-made logos. We have full-on branding packs. That are very custom looking, and that you can also change yourself if you are inclined to change the colors, or
Yeah.
to make them a little bit more your own. And so we've got stuff for boudoir, stuff for portraits, stuff for babies, seniors. Senior trading cards are really kind of fun.
Yeah.
And let's see, uh, pretty much anything that you could possibly need when it comes to design. We're always adding new stuff. Every single month we add, at least 8 or 10 new items, if not more, during the holiday season.
Yeah. That's great, and that really does make your subscription such a no-brainer, like so smart, because you can get all of those things. So, and you and I were talking a little bit before about the importance of having a professionally done design work, whether it be just on your cards or on your logo and everything else. And I know we were laughing about how, as a photographer, you don't have a brick and mortar business. You are online most of the time. And so your storefront is your logo work, your design work. And it's just like when you walk down the hallway of the mall, and on the right you see Victoria's Secret selling t-shirts and sweats, and on the left you see Kmart selling t-shirts and sweats. And yeah, their quality is a little bit different, but people look at, when you walk into Victoria's Secret Pink, and the whole experience of just walking in, you just feel excited and happy and beautiful because of the pink and the stripes, and that's the same thing that people are experiencing when they're getting good design work. Wouldn't you agree? Versus, yeah,
Yeah, they can tell the difference, and even if they can't explain to you what the difference is, they can tell the difference, and it's just the way our society is. They can see the difference between something that's high end and something
right,
that isn't, and that's how what tells them how much money to spend on it.
exactly.
So they know that,
Yeah,
and that's how they know. Okay, well, this person is worth charging what they're charging,
right.
because I can see that they really know what they really know what they're doing. They're professional. They've got it together. And so having like a full, very professional, custom looking set for your branding and your marketing materials is very important, especially starting out.
Yeah. It's all about increasing their perceived value. And so once that value is increased, then they're willing to spend $30 on a t-shirt versus 5. So same thing with your photography. If you're increasing the perceived value by your design work, then they're going to be willing to pay more just because it looks and that whole experience is increased. So, yeah. So, okay, now tell me how you're using, because you're still running a photography business, how are you using cards and these other items and wrapping it into your business, and how's it helped you?
Well, there's many ways to do it. I mean, the cards, especially the save the date cards, the holiday cards, the baby announcements, things like that. They are a great way to do two things. One is to upsell your customers to either book a larger package or to book you to begin with. And the other way is just to use them as a tool to spread, get your name out there. It's free marketing. you're sending out maybe 50 to 200 cards to all of your clients, friends and family with your work and your logo on it. And that's priceless. I mean, not only do they get to see your work and are directed, to your business, but it's a one-to-one referral where they know that someone that they know and trust has trusted you, and that is a huge foot in the door already with that new client. Because I mean, people don't know, they hear stories all the time online of this photographer and that photographer, and they didn't, get their wedding pictures and things like that, and they don't know who to trust, and they're spending a lot of money. And so when you're giving out, something that comes from somebody they trust, they're much more likely to trust you from the beginning.
It's so true. I mean, every photographer should know by now that the number one marketing is word of mouth, and that's a just key way to do it. And it's funny to hear you say it's free marketing, but you're actually making money by marketing.
It's
You're making money on the cards, and it's going out. I know. I was going to ask you though, because sometimes when I am giving them to my clients, I feel like a little awkward sometimes going, oh, by the way, my logo is on all 250 cards going out to your family and friends. So, I know that I try to make it a non-issue and just go, hey, this is great, this is how it is. How have you worked with that so it's no big deal for your clients?
Well, I mean, I think if you keep it discreet enough, then it should be fine. And I try to, sell it to my clients in the way that they should be excited about it, because they get to share this with their, to share my work with their family and friends, and that they will know who to contact if they want to get it for themselves too. So and then they won't have to bother you and come to you and say, hey, where'd you get your pictures?
Yeah.
So they'll already know.
Uh-huh. That's awesome.
It's one way. My clients don't usually have an issue with it, because I think, if they really like you, if you have a really great personal kind of relationship with them, they really want to kind of support you and share you with their family and friends.
Yeah, that's true. That's good. Well, it's been so great to visit with you, and I think that subscription is such a smart idea for photographers. It makes so much sense because you do offer so much. So I hope everyone has a chance to look into that. We are offering a free Christmas card that they have designed that's exclusive to our site, so everyone will be able to have access to that. So thank you for doing that, and give that little Fiona tons of kisses. And thanks so much for your time today, Megan.
Thank you. You too.
Right. We'll talk to you later.